Well, we're back in the kitchen, and you might just be able to hear in the background we've got a big vat of jam cooking away. It's rhubarb and ginger, but what we're going to show you now is how to cook this. Now, this is a haunch of wild venison, and we got it earlier this year. We traded some of our Tamworth pork with a friend who goes shooting, and for the pork we got 2 legs of venison, so really looking forward to eating this. And this is the first of the legs that we are going to be eating, and it's a bit of a 2-day process. We have to make the marinade, so to start with I'm going to show you how to make that. In this mixing bowl we already have a full bottle of red wine, and I'm going to add to it 2 tablespoonfuls of red wine vinegar, and then into that goes a whole chopped onion and 3 or 4 sprigs of fresh thyme from our herb garden. Just strip the leaves from the stalks like so, and I've got a couple of other herbs to add as well. That is 3 bay leaves. I'm going to rip them to help get the flavour out of them, and 3 sprigs of hand crushed rosemary. Quick word about the spices we're putting in. We've got some juniper berries, just a handful, 3 cloves and some white peppercorns, so we'll just pour them into the bowl as well. Our bees have been busy recently, and we've recently taken the honey crop off some of the hives, so this is just a little bit we've got on the bottom of a jar there. So add in about 2 tablespoons of honey to the marinade. Then we need to add the venison. This now needs to go into the fridge for 2 days, and make sure that during that time you regularly pour the liquid over the top of the joint. The meat has now been marinating for 2 days, and there it is. And what we're going to do is now cook it. The oven is now on, and in the oven is a baking tray with a lump of butter in it, which is now in the process of melting. But what we're going to do now is make the paste that's going to go on the top of the meat. Into a bowl put a couple of tablespoonfuls of runny honey. Now that honey there is fresh off our hives last week, and also a couple of tablespoonfuls of mustard, then a teaspoonful of crushed juniper berries, and then ground pepper and salt, and then just give it a good stir. Next job is to drain the meat like that, and once it's drained, apply the paste to it. When the butter's melted, put your meat in the baking tray. Make sure you pour over your paste, and it's all used up. And remember, the paste should have gone onto both sides. And then you'll need that half pint or 300 ml of the marinade to go into the baking tray as well, and that goes back to the oven at 230 degrees centigrade. After 20 minutes take it out of the oven and you need to baste it. And then you're going to put some foil over it, and you need to turn the oven temperature down to 190 degrees centigrade, and then it's going to go back into the oven for 20 minutes for every pound of weight. Well, this is now ready to be carved, but during the cooking process, during the roasting, it was basted a number of times to make sure that it was kept moist. So here we have it, one roast venison, and I've added it on a bit of our homemade red currant jelly, so put it on the fork there, so here goes. Oh, that is beautiful. So certainly recommend wild venison.